So, welcome. Yeah, now I want to make a video about some stuff I've been seeing on YouTube in the comment section of guitar related stuff. So, yeah, something I have a problem with myself, and I think a lot of guitar players can relate. So, basically people are comparing themselves to other players, and it's just not good. Like, I guess people do that trend where they're like, this is, me playing guitar for 1 day or 1 hour, and then 1 day, and then 1 week, and then 1 year, and then 5 years, and then whatever, blah blah. And you see their progress. Okay, it's just a video. It's a trend, right? We all know it's just for fun, really, or it's just for clout or whatever. But I see people in the comments, and they're like, man, I've been playing, let's say the guy was playing for 5 years in the video, right? There's a guy in the comments saying, I've been playing for 12 years and I'm not even, half as good as you or something. And people are really discouraged. Like, people really, there's a meme too where it's like, oh, this made me want to throw out my guitar. Like, people watch like a Polyphia song or something, and they say they want to throw out their guitar after that. And I'm like, damn, man, I kind of relate to that. It's kind of sad to even say something like that. It's like, why are we doing this in the first place? If at the end of the day we can't be as good as that person, and we're just comparing, like, what, I don't know. You really got to question, like, why are we even doing this? Why are we even playing the guitar? It's supposed to be for fun. It's supposed to make us feel better, but then we feel like shit. We feel like comparing, and not good feelings after that, right? So, like, you and a lot of people in the comments were saying, like, oh, you're not practicing the right way, like, maybe you're just not taking it as seriously as you should have been the whole time. I mean, and they're right, like, in a way. Like, obviously, if you practice certain things, expand your knowledge base in certain areas, you can make progress really fast. Like, I mean, I didn't know music theory for 14 years. In the last year, I blew up on my knowledge base with music, and really helped me become a more solid player, with that knowledge. And I just want to say, people need to just stop comparing. Like, number one, we all know, obvious, you're not that guy. You're never going to be them. And, really, you got to focus on you and focus on what makes your sound unique. Focus on what you're good at rather than what you're not good at. That's really important. We should always be striving, expanding ourselves as musicians, creatively, and on technical level as well. But that should not be our goal when creating music, is not to be the best. And I feel like everyone wants to be the best, and guess what, guys? You're not going to be the best. Unfortunately, there's only a few who will be the best. Actually, there's really only like 3, let's say, and then it goes down from there. Goes down the list. And I mean, just kind of going all over the place with this topic real quick, but it all connects, so there was a quote also from, like, Steven Wilson, a big influence of mine, and he said something like how music is just become content now, and you're just a content creator. You're the same as someone doing a mukbang challenge. Like, you worked on that song for a month. Well, Sorry, it's shit in the eyes of the views, you know. Um, yeah, and there's a lot of people like disagreeing with him, and you know, he said something about like basically shredding guitar players, how like it's become this competitive thing, and people can disagree with them. You could call them names or whatever, but and I even think he's actually hypocritical in his statement because if music was a sport, he has the best player on earth in his band. Or he has like two of them, you know, Guthrie Govan and Alex Hutchings. I mean, obviously they're ridiculous players, you know. Um, but you know, he is making sense though with what he's saying. Like it's not a sport. Why has it become a sport? Why? You know, I think part of the problem is how everything is just content now. And so if I upload a video on YouTube, the only thing that matters are how many views you get, maybe, you know, and how many subscribers, really. So we've kind of created this culture of like it's very competitive culture in the guitar community, music world today on YouTube. Um, and I personally am discouraged greatly from the whole thing. It kind of sucks, you know. Um, I don't know. I mean, I focus on songwriting. I focus on like expanding that realm of things because, I mean, to me, like I can't turn back time and you know use the wasted years I had on becoming a better player, you know. But I can use those experiences to create emotional songs, and that's how you can connect with people, and that's how you can be great, even if you can't be as good as so and so, as Tim Henson, you know. Okay, yeah, we're not going to be as good as Tim Henson, but we don't have to get discouraged. We don't have to throw out our guitar. Like, just because he makes technical music doesn't mean all music has to be technical. I mean, at the end of the day, who really cares, right? Like, I mean, look at Nirvana. You know, perfect example right there. Okay, I mean, making emotional, impactful music. Guy died super young, and it still holds up. You know, still holds up as an incredible music, timeless, literally timeless. Um, and I'm just saying, like, no diss on Polyphia, but will their music be as timeless as Nirvana? Probably. I mean, I don't know. They're pretty good songwriters. You know, I think. I mean, it's not my style, man. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm not a big Polyphia fan. Um, and I see a lot of this trend, man. That's just like every time a Polyphia song comes out, there's like a fucking horde of people covering it, and it's just like, okay, cool, you're basically as good as Tim Henson on a technical level, but can you write like Tim Henson? Like, can you actually be creative like him? Like, why is it just this rat race to see who can cover the Polyphia song the fastest and just upload it and get the views, get the clout? You know, it's just this huge clout chasing game, and it's awful. And where is it gonna take you? You know, because I mean, I don't know. I just don't see people really making original music, and like I don't know. Here I am. That's all I do. You know, like obviously my channel's not gonna get any bigger by just me creating original music all day and just uploading it onto YouTube. You know, I would have to do other things to get those views, and to just grow my channel. You know, to just actually have an audience. And I see people that have huge channels and they don't put anything out there really. It's rare. it's rare that you see big content creators actually, you know, just say having the balls to put their own music out there. And I don't understand why that's why people aren't doing it as much. There's a huge emphasis on practicing and improving your technical skill, and obviously I do that. That's something every musician, every guitar player is doing, when they're practicing. But the question is, should that happen naturally? Should we focus on that as our practicing, or should we focus creatively and focus on writing better music? There's so many shredding guitar players on YouTube. Who will remember any of them, okay, in 10 years, in 15 years? Really, if these people don't create a catalog of music that is interesting to listen to, that provokes me to listen to it, that it's just a waste. And people are comparing themselves to these people specifically, idolizing these people. It's like, we gotta stop. We gotta chill. I don't know what else I want to say about that. It makes me sad that other people are sad about their own skill level. And you gotta, there's a quote like resting on your laurels, right? I think that's the quote, maybe. But basically, just focus on what you're good at. Expand what you're good at. If you're an acoustic chord player, and you want to expand, I don't know, learn some new chords, that's an easy one. I'll show you a chord right now. It's like A minor add 9, I think. Yeah. This. We could add a G on top of that. Or we could do it up here. And follow it up with a open kind of D chord. Just little things like that. Focus on the relationships between chords and stuff. I like, for myself, my own creative exercises. I'll record stuff on my laptop in the DAW. Make some interesting chords that go totally out of key. Let's say we start on D minor, right? And next chord we'll do A sharp minor. And then maybe F minor. And maybe D sharp major 7th. So it'll be or maybe do it on the F. Yeah, this one sounds better. Doing it what is it? F sharp major 7th. Not the best, but just taking different shapes and going to different places and not really caring too much if it's out of key. You gotta experiment. That's really the key. People are not experimenting. It's making me upset. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. People are comparing all the time. I don't know, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say about it, but can't really remember, unfortunately. But yeah, people just stop worrying about that. Techniques don't really matter that much. It really doesn't. What matters is if you can make something that's so catchy that I actually want to put that song on. You know, like, I mean, that's what I listen to. It's catchy music that I don't listen to music because the guy shreds really cool. Like, sure, it's interesting first time around. Yngwie Malmsteen. You know, did some cool concert. Japanese orchestra. That stuff is cool. I mean, look, it's just not my favorite genre, right? But you gotta be able to make interesting stuff. I could do this all day. But who cares, right? Who cares about that kind of shit? It's fun. It's fun for me, but I mean, I know I'm not the best shredding guitar player. I know there's people way better than me, but what do I have that they don't? That's what I have to ask myself, and that's what you need to ask yourselves. What do you have that they don't? Music doesn't always have to be just inspired straight from music, Like, obviously, like, as guitar players, we're more focused on, like, the music theory of things, right? But let's think about it in more of a spiritual way. Your life experiences should shape your song, your chords. What do these chords mean to you? What do they really, like, how can you put your life story into a song, and why does it matter compared to other people? These are the real questions. These are the real inspirations. Like, for me, some of my biggest inspirations, absolute biggest, are movies from Hayao Miyazaki, and of course the music, obviously, inspiration. But I mean, the movies are amazing. They're beautiful. They are inspirational, really psychedelic. I take a lot of influences from, like, animated movies, stuff like that. Video games, So, you gotta channel it all creatively. Channel it into your creativity, into your music. And, don't worry about the guy who can shred, who's been playing apparently for just a few years. And, I mean, hey, maybe you just didn't have the time to practice and he did, Just saying. Being able to practice for 6 hours a day is a privilege. And these people don't understand how lucky they are to even be able to do that. And on the flip side, we need to also recognize that, we might not be able to do that. So, for the little time you do have to practice, do it creatively. Don't just do the same old shit, Start expanding, okay? Yeah, that's all I got to say there. Peace out.